Hey guys, we're here to discuss this month's series. It's called Epic. So obviously I invited all my Epic leaders. So this week's lesson is all about the Israelites.
Fun fact, did you know they were wandering around in the desert for 40 years?
Yeah, let's see this week's video.
God's people were slaves to the Egyptians, and God chose Moses to lead them. If we rewind a bit, we can remember Moses parted the Red Sea. The Egyptians were chasing them, and God saved the Israelites by parting the Red Sea and then closed it on the Egyptians. Fast forward, then the Israelites were wandering in the wilderness. God always provided for them, but sometimes forgot. He provided them with manna, led them with a cloud during the day and a pillar of fire at night. And God promised to meet his people where they were. And at one point, they made a calf out of gold. Today's lesson is from Exodus 35, verses 4 through 35. God gave a man named Moses specific instructions, and he wanted them to build something specific. God told Moses to have the Israelites gather fine materials to make a home for God, so that God could travel with them. Of course, God was with them wherever they went anyways, but this home for God would help the Israelites remember this. This home was called a tent of meeting, or a tabernacle. This is how God told them to build it. Make curtains of fine, twisted linen, or yarn of blue, purple, and deep red. Use gold clasps to hold the curtains together. Weave pictures of winged angels in the curtains. Join them together to make walls. Then make a tent around the curtains with goat hair. Make frames with acacia wood and silver bases. Assemble the tabernacle exactly as I have told you, at every place you stop to rest. God's people built the tabernacle exactly as they were told, and put it up each time they stopped during their journey in the wilderness. And it reminded them God was with them while they traveled. Now, we don't have to build a tabernacle to spend time with God. God is with us always. In fact, right now, we're learning more than ever. We don't even have to meet at a church building to, 1, be a church, or 2, to have God with us. Our main point is that we can spend time with God anywhere. We don't need a tabernacle. We don't need a church building. We just have to trust and know him. God will meet us right where we are at. God sent his son to die on the cross for our sins so we can have a personal relationship with him. And a tabernacle would no longer be needed because now he can live in our hearts.
Whoa, so we don't need a church to worship God anymore? Raise your hand if you guys think that's good news.
Me. Yeah, especially since everything is online now.
I love it that we can still be active with church through online.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and read James 4:8-8. 4:8a. Vanessa?
We can't hear you.
Vanessa, we can't hear you. Vanessa?
You can't hear me? Oh, sorry. Okay, so we're reading James 4:8. Come close to God. God will come close to you.
All right, that's great. So this week's main point is I can spend time with God anywhere.
And just like how the Jews built a tabernacle, let's challenge all the Calvary kids to build a fort. And whoever thinks they built the best one can submit a picture through our Instagram, Facebook, or email and win a prize.
We can't wait to see your guys' pictures. We miss you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Hey, Augie.
Hey, Tiffany.
So in our last video of our meeting, we forgot the memory verse. So I wanted to tell the kids what it is. It is, but be sure to fear the Lord and serve him faithfully with all your heart. 1 Samuel 12:24.
Yeah, so make sure you memorize that verse because that is our memory verse for this whole series.
Yeah. And last week, Pastor talked about James chapter 2, and it talked a lot about favoritism. Right now, there's a big word going around, racism. And we want it to be clear to our Calvary kids that Jesus and racism do not mix.
Yeah, so we encourage you to do this week's lesson because the God that took care of the Israelites also takes care of us. And we also encourage you to read James 2 with your family.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, go ahead and contact any of your Calvary Kids leaders and have those conversations with your parents. We really love you guys and we miss you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.